Shit, I was just listening to the damn Beastie Boys, man. That shit.
Real issue.
Which album?
License to Ill.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a dope album.
I mean, that's like definitely like their
Dope album.
goofiest joint, but it is also like really fucking good.
Beastie Boys. Like, you know, when that album came out, I was so young and I was just excited stuff that I didn't.
Yeah, that's a dope album.
I mean, that's like
Shit.
we're now live on YouTube, apparently. That's fun.
Yeah, man. We
Yo,
rocking on YouTube right now. And let's see if we can. Shit, I guess you can only do a live stream on one platform. I thought you could do it on like all of them at the same time.
Cool. Yeah, you would have to. That's what like stream decks are for.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck it then. It's on YouTube then.
Yeah, that works. Fuck it. I mean, you can put it on other shit after we end. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just post on whatever that it's on live.
It's the DMV Traffic Report. It's Thursday. As you can see, all of us are in our own respective places doing the respective things that we like to do. Got red cups, we got roll-ups, we got people walking around, but we're here.
got Jesus.
Sorry, y'all. This is
All
a
right.
little hectic. You know, I had everything together. We were just getting all petty about not having a lighter, and I had all my materials. I ain't had an ashtray.
Ah, that terrible crime.
Yeah.
And
Ashing on the floor, getting all type of shit.
the voice of God is telling everybody to mind your damn business right now.
Real interesting posture.
Y'all do not get to know my government name,
But what's up, fellas? What's good?
nor do you get to know my true Arabic name that I use to, circumvent English barrister law or whatever the fuck.
I knew you was hanging out with them dudes who was wearing them skirts.
What the
I knew
fuck?
you was hanging out with them.
Man, I'm telling y'all.
Hey, Patty Murphy, how you feeling? Your quarterback got paid this week, man.
All I
That's
got.
the news of the day, ain't it, Dacavelli?
I was playing, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Good times in the big, in the big living room, man. You know,
Y'all still gonna be some shit. It's all good.
possibly, but it's gonna be some good times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Somebody got paid. I'm glad to see another black man get paid, so I can't really hate on him.
You know, one thing about the Dallas Cowboys, win, lose, or draw, we're entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, we're entertaining. So,
definitely.
Yeah, I
man.
be entertained like shit when y'all lose.
you know what?
I be entertained like shit when y'all lose. Real life.
You be more entertained when we win.
No, I can't say it resonates. It hits different.
We put on such a thrilling show that you can't help but not like watching us play, whether you watching us to lose or not.
Nah, y'all
Nah,
don't.
that's the thing. I don't think I've ever watched a Dallas game rooting against them. I have definitely been pleased by the outcome. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch football hoping people lose. That's terrible. But when they do lose, it's great.
I watch football hoping the Cowboys lose.
I feel like every time you watch football, you hope someone's gonna lose.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the point of watching a sport?
Not if you don't have a vested interest in the game, then
I mean,
I
never have a vested interest in football, but every time I watch it, I pick up one of the teams to root for.
Well,
that's like
so again,
the point of
in
football.
rooting for that team to win,
Yeah.
you explicitly root for that other team to lose. No, you encourage the team that you support. You don't look at the other team and say, "Oh, you should lose today. You deserve to lose." No, my team. I don't care what y'all doing on the other side.
No, but I do because I'm a fucking hater. Maybe you don't. But like,
there it goes. There we go.
I mean, I thought you knew this.
You just heard it live, y'all. Jesus is a hater.
Voice of God.
Voice of God says I'm a hater.
Come down telling you about why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Definitely makes sense to me.
Actually, I don't watch football to see winners and losers. Whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, loses. I watch to see execution. But when I watch us to play, I want us to win every game. unfortunately, I don't get my way every time.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
hurt.
win
Most of the time.
everywhere. I mean, we win more than we lose now. Let's not get that misconstrued now.
I'm not sure about that.
Like overall throughout history, like the total.
You weren't talking about last year.
Not
Period.
last year, right?
Last year was a down year, but we normally don't lose that
That's an
many.
understatement. Y'all had Gino Gaduli as the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
The pizza guy was told.
listen, let's not talk about because y'all shipped the little black kid off the damn Pittsburgh, put the stick man out there, got him broke up, and then you cut him. I mean, what's going on, man? I mean, come on, man. That's like it's not. That's not talk about.
If we're gonna go quarterbacks, we gotta talk about that. Y'all had the Red Rocket out there looking like motherfucking Joe Montana one game. Next game he came in there and got mollywopped.
I mean, I take that because nobody knew what to do when Dak went down. Like, we're not used to anybody. We weren't used to anybody. Like, we don't rotate quarterbacks like y'all. We don't do that. That's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? It was like a shock. Like, oh shit. We didn't game plan to live life without Dak. So, we were a little discombobulated. We felt like y'all for that moment. When we kept changing quarterbacks week after week, we said, damn, this some Washington shit. Damn. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
You like the Fred Hampton of the Dallas Cowboys. You know that? You like the Fred Hampton of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm gonna stay off of that. I'm not even gonna make no inappropriate joke. I got all due respect to the chairman.
I am a Cowboys fan. I am.
I'm just saying, bro.
No, your man Alex Smith got the best that he could have got out of that situation. I mean, if we being honest about Alex Smith.
Really?
No, and listen, we're gonna be honest about Alex Smith right now, because I know another player who was the #1 overall pick in a draft class, actually did win the league MVP and played in a Super Bowl. But when his skills have started to wane, don't nobody want nothing to do with Cameron Newton, right?
Yeah.
Alex Smith was the #1 pick in the draft to San Francisco. He then got replaced twice by mulattoes.
And that's just later.
He wasn't saying nothing inappropriate today.
I mean, and he's right.
And I'm just saying that to say.
He said, listen, he said it better than I did. I said half a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So I think Alex never really lived up to that #1 pick billing. And, Mahomes took Kansas City to the next level after he left. The injury is tragic and it sucks that it happened to him. But at the same time, if you're not healthy enough to play, then I don't know what else you expect from the team. Like, this nigga Ron Rivera came out and said he was worried if he put him back out in the game, that he was going to get hurt again. Like, this dude missed the last 4 games of the season. Like, miss me with this bullshit. I was there watching motherfucking Taylor Heineke and bum-ass Dwayne Haskins and everybody else. They could fucking, what's the nigga's name? I can't even remember the goddamn third-string practice squad nigga who was talking shit. All these bum-ass niggas getting a chance. Why? Because Alex Smith was unhealthy and couldn't get it done and still wanted to hold $13 million against the cap. I'm glad we got that money back. I'm glad to see that man go on to the next phase of his career.
I mean, first of all, if you send a man to DC General to get those type of procedures done, the man's never going to be around, man. Like 18, how many surgeries he had? 30?
They got some of the best medical professionals over at the CTF.
Really? Oh, okay. All right. As long as we know. Send that man to United Healthcare for that type of injury, man. Of course he's not going to have a fuck, man.
We will see how Dak Prescott come back this year. Hopefully it don't look like Cujo Goody out there.
Leave a cameo. Smile, because you're going to be on TV.
Can I see it?
Look at her. She's just showing off because she just got her hair done. It's crazy. But bro, like Dak Prescott gonna be out there joint like Cujo Goody next year, bro.
That's what you hoping for? Is that what y'all wishing for?
Nah, hell nah.
I mean,
Hell
I'm just
nah.
asking. I'm just asking. Write this down. Let me write this down.
I want.
Prescott
I want to
was
see him be as successful
so
as he
good.
can be. I want to see that next contract he gonna get 4 years when that money kick in.
Can he enjoy the first one?
I feel like Dak is gonna get like the Frank Lucas fur coat and wear that to the first game. I think he needs to do that.
He should do something like that. But Mahomes ain't do that this year, so I guess it is what it is.
No, Mahomes did a way bigger flex. He knocked up the white girl. He flexed even harder. He said, "You know what I'm doing with my money, making a family with white women."
Yeah, that's the same thing RG3 did, but he got his money. They work out for him.
RG3 doubled down. He went from that standard issue to that sports model.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Has anybody seen his first baby? Where the baby go?
Man, old girl got the fuck, man. She got the bread and left, bro. She pulled a Tiger Woods wife on his ass and shit.
But you know what it was? The story behind that was, right?
That wasn't his baby.
So the story behind it was that junk was going. Like she was going with a lot of the football dudes. And RG3 and them dudes used to pass her around or whatever. And he kind of caught feelings for the junk and stuck with her.
Who, Petticoat?
Yeah, Linda Coat.
Whatever the fuck.
yeah. She was popping for the football team. And he caught feelings for her and wiped the junk up.
He seemed like the type to do something like that.
Cause you remember that Linda Coat junk, her face was like the Kourtney Kardashian face #1.
Her face was horrible, son.
Yeah, she was beating the face.
Yeah, she wasn't pretty.
Nah, she was just tossing that cookie around the football team.
And who is this again?
This is his first wife. RG3.
Oh, okay. The one that he married and had the baby by, and the baby was like Snow White.
Yeah.
like, come on, dog. Come on, for real. Nothing. No.
That's Trent Murphy, baby. That ain't RG3, baby.
Like she got the Brandon Sheriff, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Anyway, since Dak got paid, I think we gotta talk about everybody getting paid.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
All right. Hello. Goodbye. Anyway, since Dak got paid, I think we gotta talk about everybody getting paid. Stimulus bill came out today. We getting $1,400 for everybody.
About time.
People with kids are getting what? Something crazy like $3,600 or something like that is what I'm hearing. And then you got what you got? $600 or $300 on top of your unemployment benefits. So it's a good time right now. It's a good time, and the world's opening up on Friday.
I think for the most part, it's a relief that people are finally getting these stimulus bills done. But like they say about the Dak deal being long overdue, this is way long overdue. Like you talking about people that's been in turmoil and that's really been hurting since the start of this pandemic.
It's been a whole fucking year, yo.
A whole year, and now we can finally get it together and say, let's send out money to people. Like I'm grateful for it, but it just goes to show the level of how despicable this government really is. Like that's trifling, for real.
I agree. I mean, like, I'm about to get like a nice tax return, but that's because the last year I was, living independently, but still registered as a dependent on taxes or whatever. So I was not eligible for any of the stimulus, and I ain't getting none of it. Also, I just had a job pretty much the whole time, so like no unemployment for me.
Yeah, I ain't never get one of them. I ain't never get none of them checks.
It took me damn near 7 months to get unemployment.
Because that shit is just so means tested. You know what I mean? It's so like, oh, well, we can't get people who are too rich. We can't let them.
And that's the bullshit.
On these benefits or whatever the fuck. But you really just need to be paying fucking everyone.
But that's the main point. I think that when people were getting hung up because of
And then like taxes out
income,
at the
or
end.
people were getting hung up because they didn't pay their taxes, like, nigga, what the fuck that got to do with the fact that shit is fucked up right now?
Gives a
Yeah,
Like,
right
shit.
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. Shit fucked up right now. Just bill me. Fuck. I mean, like,
If we have ever had a plan for people to like stay home so we can beat this thing or whatever the fuck, then we should have been paying people to stay the fuck home the whole goddamn
the
time.
whole
But them
time.
motherfuckers was getting
We
over on
live
them
in a failed
PPP
state.
loans left
So
and
it is
right.
what
Like,
it
you know what
is.
I'm saying? Like, they was so pressed to tax people about little man about some $1,200, but them motherfuckers was getting PPP loans for $1 million, buying boats and houses and shit. Like,
Mo,
fucking the money.
you know how much we gave fucking airlines? Why did we give any money to goddamn airlines? Who gives a shit about a fucking airline? We
Well,
gave
so
like
and
$1 trillion.
that's the thing about this country that, you know, people need to realize and recognize. When these businesses get bailed out, these businesses, you know, you think of it's a huge corporation, but think of that business as a person. Think of, you know, this airline as Roy Halladay. The only thing that this airline did was out leverage themselves for the situation that happened. You know what I mean? They made promises based on what they thought would happen. I could tell somebody right now, you know, the DMV Traffic Report is going to blow up and we're going to be worth $1 billion like Gillian Wallow. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get me a Maserati. Guess what? When we don't fulfill on that promise, then I owe these niggas that money. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Nobody bails me out when I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucked. My credit goes down. I can't, you know, do this. I can't smoke like I want to. I can't buy new shoes, etc.
Right.
The government bails those businesses
It's all
out.
personal responsibility, and you got to make the right choices and pull yourself up by your bootstraps and all that shit for us. But when it comes to these large multinational corporations or whatever, there's no expectation on them to bear any of the risk. There's none of that shit whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh, they get to live in this cushy, padded whatever where there's no real responsibility at all. Meanwhile, you know, if you pour out here, your responsibility is to fucking grind every goddamn day and make some other man a lot of money so that they can ultimately get richer off you.
well, and I think that goes on. All that goes boils down to who we elect to represent us. I mean, like, okay, we got rid of Megatron in the White House, but you still left Starscream in charge. Like, the fuck? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that? Pelosi? Who is
her too. Shit. I mean, all three, the whole jet squad. You know?
I mean, I don't think Biden is. Look, Biden is not really the president, not in the way that like conspiracy QAnon people say we're like, oh, blah, 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 we're going to have a real inauguration or a revote or some bullshit like that. But he's not lucid enough to really be making that many decisions. I mean, he seems out of it most days. And I think it's a combination of, you know, Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and probably a couple other ghouls that we don't know about who have a lot of like industry connections and shit.
So the Democratic leadership is basically
I mean, yeah.
Well, again, I think that, you know, when you talk about those people and you say ghouls, I think that's really an appropriate term just because these motherfuckers old as shit. And it's like, you know, again, if you went to segregated school,
is over the age of 75.
If you went to segregated school, I feel like your worldview is shaped differently than that of the populace at this point.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean? There should be age and term limit on politicians. Period.
I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of people who went to segregated schools in like 2005. You know what I mean?
Segregated racially?
Not legally, but de facto. I mean, take for instance any number of high schools in Southeast DC that are 95 to 99% black.
Yeah.
That is a segregated school. Not legally,
That's
But
not a
see,
segregated school.
but
That's
see,
just a
that's why I'm not
demographic
just
school.
talking about.
Yeah, okay, but that is a demographic of
Yeah,
segregation.
I get what
Like,
Alex saying. I get what
But
Alex
what
saying.
I'm talking
Like,
about is, but what I'm
you talking
saying
about
is,
Jim Crow. You
it's
talking
not
about
necessarily the act of being segregated from school and having to go to a segregated school. It's the worldview of living in a society where schools are segregated.
I
You know what
mean,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Where that is generally approved upon throughout society as the norm. And
right,
that was
right.
the norm in your life until you were
If you were
18,
born
20
in
years old for some of these people.
1947, you got
Huh?
a
Yeah,
weird view on shit.
yeah, and it's that was a government thing too. The government was imposing its will on the people, making them be segregated, whether they wanted to or not. Like what
yeah,
happened in
but yeah,
2005 is just white folks didn't want to go to those schools.
these were all elected officials that was put in place by citizens that this official shared their views to keep that status quo the way it was.
Right.
So, no.
I just,
Uh,
Yeah, people that old who went to segregated schools and had to drink out of different water fountains definitely
so
shouldn't be making
let me ask y'all a
political
question.
decisions now.
In the next 20, 30 years, do you think government will be different, being that the majority of your future politicians are growing up in a more diverse, more culturally diverse universe, as opposed to the Pelosi's and the Bidens that grew up in that Jim Crow era, the baby boomers, I should say.
I think
I mean,
I think the world's gonna be different because I think acceptance is gonna be a big thing. Like, we got cancel culture right now, and you gotta think in the next 20, 30 years, the cancel culture kids are gonna be the ones who are running the country. So
well, okay, but you also got to think that this could be a youthful phase that a lot of people are gonna look back on, like, God damn, what the fuck was I on? But
Well,
uh, also, like, I mean, like, okay, I don't fucking know. Culture waxes and wanes. You feel me?
yeah,
I
but
had another point, but I forgot it
Speaking,
while I was.
speaking of cancel culture,
well,
they
hold
done
up one
canceled
second. Hey,
Pepe Le
can you hold that 1 second? Because just to talk about that, I think that we still do look to elders for not necessarily authority, but you know what I'm saying? You go into
It's
something
wisdom.
you want someone who's experienced. So I don't think that it's just about, pushing out old people. But I also don't think that politics is the place where that universal equality worldview is going to exist, because a politician has to make everybody happy.
Oh, okay. I
politicians can't be
don't
leaders.
think I don't think it matters. Like, we trip a lot on like identity things, and that can like be a matter of age, gender, or race, but like ultimately you're gonna find a lot of there are like baby boomers who don't have terrible ideas. They're just swept under a rug. There are a lot of Gen Z people who don't have terrible ideas. It's just like what gets more views is ratchet shit most of the time. The worst tendencies of humanity are what we like to view.
People like watching train
Um
wrecks. Man.
but so what I'm saying is, instead of saying like, oh, well, everyone in Congress is too old, which is a view I share, we should be saying like, well, yeah, they're old, but they also have just fucking terrible policies. I mean, if everyone's going to be 75, let's find some 75-year-olds we agree with,
But what
instead
I'm
of the
saying,
same
though,
motherfuckers over and over again
Makes sense.
that keep
to your
fucking
point
up.
though, your views shape a lot of your policies.
Yes, the two are one and the same. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think it's possible to separate those two.
Yeah, right. So,
I mean,
but
I do believe that, like, after a certain age, you should probably retire from this shit. Give the reins to someone who's a little more like sharp mentally, I guess. And not to say that,
my only problem with government should regulate the environment.
sure.
I'm with, money regulations and tax regulations. I'm with I'm with, railroad infrastructure regulations and schools, keeping schools clean, safe. I'm into government having their hands in infrastructure and shit like that. But what I don't feel like government should keep being so intrusive in is one's opinions. Sure. Like I think we should all be able to be free thinkers. And I'm starting to see that it seems like it's being under attack. Like you say certain things or you feel some kind of way. Like you say,
I don't know if this government is doing that.
Yeah,
but
that's what I would say too.
I mean,
that's more of a culture thing than.
I'm not saying it's completely government, but culture is what's starting to take effect in politics now.
Yeah, culture does have effect in
politics. Yeah, so even though it might not be completely government, it's starting to work his way into politics.
I think
politics is a big part of making
government. It could potentially, but also we haven't, like, there's been no real case law or like, there aren't really many bills introduced to limit the freedom of speech.
Well, to that point,
it couldn't happen, but it hasn't yet.
From I think Indiana, it was Jim Jordan, something like that.
Jim Jordan sounds
trying to hold hearings or meetings or something on Congress about cancel culture, and I mean that's legitimizing it, talking about it in Congress.
Yeah, it legitimizes.
And I think like bullshit political theater. I mean, it's like a trendy topic right now. What the fuck is Congress gonna do about cancel culture?
They're not gonna do anything, but
there's nothing they
up the idea in the populace that this is a real problem. And the worst thing about it, honestly, I think the whole paradox of cancel culture is that you're trying to say that cancel culture is bad. And taking away somebody's ability to not like somebody.
To a degree, it does have like, okay, if like, all right, take for instance, we said Jews and historical fact. Some people will lose their mind. Oh my God, y'all were talking about Jews. We didn't say anything remotely close to one to see them harmed in any kind of way. We just say what's a historical fact. But the fact that you mention certain words or you say certain things, you get put into this whole cancel culture type realm. And it's like, okay, I can't say this, can't say that, can't say this.
But that's not it's not a law. That's just social pressure. I mean, honestly, at a certain point, it just matters.
We know it's not law. We know it's not law.
But that's social,
just like
that social pressure can put you in the unemployment line.
Okay, look, here's how to not get canceled. Don't rape anyone. And if someone brings up a racist tweet you made a couple years ago, either don't respond or just say, yeah, I did that. And take it.
That's just not
let
true.
It roll
like Pepe Le Pew got canceled this week, man.
Pepe Le Pew. Well, I mean, and so the funnier thing about that is that's like literally, I think, a 15-year-old Dave Chappelle bit where he literally talked about it on his comedy set about how Pepe Le Pew was a rapist. And how he, I mean, again, if you look at it as a child, it's funny because he's constantly coming on to the broad and she's pushing him off. But you look at it as an adult and you're like, why are they showing this to children?
Look, these are things that it's pretty easy to analyze with any kind of like, quote unquote critical theory lens. However you want to see the characters and how they interact, and how that makes larger trends or whatever the fuck. It's really easy to, find problems in any of these works. I don't think that the answer is to just like take them out of publication, which is, I mean, more than people being like, oh, this is fucked up, we shouldn't, show kids this anymore. I think the ability that a company like Disney has to basically just take their product out of circulation is a weird power. You know, like that's, and this is not a government thing. This is like a corporate thing. But basically, if they want you to forget about a piece of media now, it's a lot easier than it ever has been to basically memory hole something, because like a company like Disney will really crack down on piracy. So any like recent thing, any digital copy of that will only exist on, you know, Disney servers and a special DVD with anti-piracy technology on it, so you can't you know, record it for posterity basically. And you know, older shit, I mean, yeah, maybe
That's just
someone
too much, right?
digitized a
Right.
VHS or some
Alex,
shit.
Alex, everybody on this
Fuck my
podcast is high right now.
At the end of the
Look,
day,
man,
fuck that.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Like,
typically,
got to go.
typically this is one of those things where I'm like, listen, I ain't got time to go down that rabbit hole right now. This is why. They
Well,
can
no, I think that
anything. You can
to a
see.
larger point though, yeah, I think that when you talk about people being pressured to take things off or take things down, that's the extreme that no one really wants to have to go to. But then there's also instances where things are seen, you know, as wholly inappropriate, and the appropriate response would be that if I could not publish this piece of work in 2021 because it would be seen as offensive, then I need to take down this piece of work that is viewed as offensive. I
But
think.
No,
everything's offensive now.
I
Well,
think
so
it's
to that point, I think that there needs to be open and healthy conversation about
it's
being offended
important to
and who's doing the
preserve
offense. I think that
offensive material, to be
what
honest with you.
was
Not
that?
that we should, it's important to preserve offensive material. Not that we should still agree with the sentiments, you know, expressed and all of that shit, but part of the human experience is seeing that our past is trash. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, we were not good to each other. That's a very important part of history, you know, and to just like sweep all the bad shit under the rug, you know, maybe it makes blindly, you know, letting your children consume whatever media they might come upon easier, because you don't have to worry about harmful things and having a meaningful conversation with them.
What's up,
But
Okay,
like?
so
no, but it's still like important to have these things around so you can see them now and be like, oh, this is bad for da 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 da. We should, you know, work on not expressing those same sentiments. That's why it's important to preserve that type of shit. But yeah, I
Well,
don't.
again, if it exists, then I mean, unless you're talking about blowing something into oblivion somehow, it's gonna exist and be somehow preserved. But
But
I
that's
think
what I
that
was
when
trying to
people,
say with this whole thing. It's becoming harder and harder to get like actual preservation of things, because the production cycle and the distribution of even digital media is becoming more and more controlled.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
it's not the wild west of torrenting anymore. You know what I'm saying?
well, I
right.
mean, yeah, we just gotta take it back to the old school, like you say, buy records and newspapers. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
But as that,
it's if we
because
gonna forget shit, if we gonna start forgetting shit, let's forget everything. Like fuck that credit score. That shit I had it yesterday.
I
Cause
feel
like
you. Well, yeah,
give me like so like until we start forgiving everything, like fucked up credit, I don't want to hear that shit. I
well,
really don't.
yeah.
Like
So
I'm not saying that from you, but I'm just talking about from those that wanna, you know, do something wrong to someone and then let's forget about that. Oh, let's forget about that. Like I
oh,
said, I
sure,
put
sure.
shit on my credit card. Can we forget about that? And that little charge that I caught a couple of years ago. Can we forget about that?
Right,
You know, let's
right.
cancel everything. So, you know,
Well,
like let's play fair. Let's
to
play
get
fair. That's
to
all.
get that, you know, scenario you're describing, we would need to like do a revolution, basically.
Well, and the thing is, again, I think people should be
Unfortunately,
allowed to express loudly, even that they don't like something. So whether that's something being offensive, whether that's something being off color, I think you should be able to say, "Hey, man, I think that Pepe Le Pew seemed pretty rapey in that. And if
Yes.
enough people agree about that, then maybe some movement needs to be made in that front.
But bro, like back
think
when
it's
Pepe
enough.
Le Pew was created, everything was rapey. Everything was cringeworthy. Like, have you watched
That
a
same
Sean
point-
Connery?
But to that same point, niggas is losing their job and shit like that now for shit they did then.
Have you watched the Sean Connery James Bond movie?
Who?
Oh yeah, no, I
Sean
mean
Connery and
Bond
James
movies
Bond.
in general, those are rapey. as shit.
I've seen him. Yeah, it's just,
Bro, he's slapping hoes. And
No, they're
he's slapping one time. Then
he
next
chokes
thing you know,
a
they
girl with her
embrace.
bikini at one point, I think, in one of them. Yeah, no, there's a bunch of shit like that.
Bro, the whole
I mean-
culture, like everything from that era, was male dominated. It was
It was
misogynistic.
chauvinistic,
Well,
violent,
back
and
to my-
misogynistic, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
back to my original point too. And I know this is gonna be extra controversial, but hey, I mean,
It's the traffic report. That's what we do.
I asked this question when I was going to Catholic school. I had a priest, and I asked him.
Wait a minute. Before you go any further, you said
Yeah.
Catholic school, priest. I'm asking this.
Yeah, but I was never the
controversial-
altar boy. Fuck that. I used to tell my Lord, call me, man. Go ahead on up there, Slim.
You
You know what I'm saying?
just prefaced it very wrong, though.
My daddy told me, don't let nobody touch me. My daddy gave me some breakdown. Nah, buddy.
Now go ahead.
Man,
Ask
it
your
was like,
question, ask your
hold up
question.
though. He said it like that nigga was going to like to jail. He was like, so they're gonna try you in there. You know how they're gonna try you when you get in there.
Oh,
You gotta be
shit.
ready to swing off the break.
Off the break.
Off the rip.
So he told me how to line them up and all that. See, son, you gotta learn how to pop. I said, all right. It was on, man. My daddy said, don't touch me. You hear me? He said he will fuck you up in the church. Play with him. But I had, one of the priests, they used to work at the building, school, right? Around me, an old mob boss from Boston and shit. Last night, Father Sullivan. So, he read the Bible and, the shit that he ain't really care about. He'd be like, yeah, and, Jesus broke the wine, yada, 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 bada, bada, bing, bada, boom. So one day I asked him, I say, look, why is it that you don't hear about women accomplishments in the Bible? Like, you only hear about their pitfalls. And he says to me candidly, it was like, yeah, because the men that wrote the Bible were some male chauvinist pigs. So I said all that to say that this shit has been going on since the Bible, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So are we going to start canceling the Bible?
I mean,
Because
the truth is that people have been critical of the Bible for reasons like that for centuries.
I'm
That
gonna
ain't
ask,
nothing new.
honestly, when's the last time that you read the Bible?
Okay.
I mean, anybody.
The
I read
main.
Bible verses
Bible
every
or
day.
just
I mean,
like
what do
every
you
day.
mean by the Bible? Do you mean the main King James version, or do you mean like the other stuff? Because
Any
I
of 'em.
read the other stuff a lot.
Any of them.
Yeah,
I-
well then, like,
I'm batting a zero. So y'all niggas could say y'all got a motherfucking Bible out the motherfucking hotel room and you better than me.
man,
Listen,
I've been.
I'm about to say, I get Bible scriptures sent to my phone every day that I read, like
I read
verse.
shit from the Nag Hammadi Codex.
But I interpret the Bible a little bit different than a lot of other people do,
Because I'm about to say the Bible's probably been canceled in like 60% of households unintentionally. Like niggas ain't reading the Bible.
No, I mean the whole canceling the Bible was just American black people becoming Muslims. That was the canceling of the Bible movement.
But even with that though, like the
We done been
Quran,
through this. Time's a flat circle, Mo.
for those that really study Islam, like shit, the Quran ain't nothing but the Bible part too. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Oh man.
That's funny.
So in other news,
That's
the
so funny.
the Prince and Meghan Markle had an interview with Oprah this week.
Man, I loved it. I actually watched that. We watched the recording a day or two later. I wasn't really big on the royals. You know, they made a big deal out of them when they got married. They made a big deal out of them when they had a baby. You know, they showed the whole wedding like 3 o'clock in the morning. They showed the whole shit, like all these people, and it was a big fucking deal. And I never really got with it. And I was
Yo,
just like,
if
so what? You know, he married that mixed girl, and they'll be all right. And you know, I was wrong. They dogged that black girl out over there in England,
if
and
you
I shouldn't have
You
expected.
thought different?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I shouldn't have expected any better.
If y'all
You
didn't
thought
think
different?
the royal family of England was racist,
Hey.
what rock have you been living under, Mo?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
not know anything about the history of India?
From the birthplace of slavery.
Nigeria? I mean, Jesus Christ.
That's what they said on the
So
wedding
bad, white
broadcast.
people had to leave.
Say,
Let that sink in.
Queen Elizabeth looked like the nicest granny in the world, but she's a bitch.
no, they're okay. Look, they're all lizard people. I mean, like,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, that's the biggest takeaway you get from the story that she tells in the interview, is that lady's mean and shit, and she's a liar. You know what I'm saying? And nah, she come out acting like she's so sad and she's gonna look into this shit. You're the fucking queen. You tell them people leave her little ass alone. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You leave my granddaughter alone the fuck alone. For real.
That's it.
You're
It's
gonna
done.
you're gonna see these old hands in the white gloves.
It's done.
And that's what it would be with the queen. But the queen was just like, you know what? For a black girl, she do got a flat ass. She clutched the pearl. She clutched the pearl on that one. Charles, her nose isn't even that big.
I don't even think these people are capable of laughing for real.
Hey, listen, if you don't think they asked how black that baby was going to be and somebody in the room...
Oh, they did.
They
did. Oh, they
definitely
did, but no one laughed.
Somebody snickered. Alex, there was a chuckle.
The most that
is lighter than you, Alex. Ain't no way that baby was coming out black.
I know that's ridiculous because they're racist, but the most they're capable of is you feel me? Like they do not laugh. These are archons. These are
Alex, you believe in the lizard people for real, man?
I mean, not really. Archon is a different thing that predates David Icke. But metaphorically, it's fun to think about that the inhuman wealthy motherfuckers who built their fortune on the back of hundreds of years of colonialism and slavery, basically. I don't know, man. Fuck them people. I don't want to consider them human based on their crimes. So it's fun to think that they're secretly reptile shapeshifters from Mars or whatever the fuck. Doesn't mean I believe it, but the metaphorical context is fun.
Yeah, they're fucked up people.
He said, I don't want to believe their people because of their crimes, man. Give it up for Alex, man.
Nah, they fucked up people, man. They just regular fucked up people, man. Just with a little bit of power behind them.
Yeah. I mean, it is like you said, it is England. I mean, I wasn't expecting none less. Could you imagine?
Specifically the fucking royal family of England. I mean, they're the most racist one. That's why they made them, the queen or, whatever the fuck. That's how it works over there.
Yeah, they're racist.
They make the most racist family into the royal family. The Tudors just won a contest back in 1570 or whatever.
And it seems like the racist people live they live a long time.
Oh yeah, well, part of that is probably
what's his name, Prince? What's his name, Prince? Prince Harry, what's the grandfather name? Like, man.
Oh,
Charles.
No, not the son.
Andrew.
Andrew,
the one who got accused of raping all the bitches and all
The
that.
motherfucker that's like 90 years old now.
Yeah,
you see, the thing about that is he has connections to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, he used to be with
now
Epstein.
when here's the fun metaphorical conjecture here. These people are fucking vampires. They subsist off the blood of the young. That's why they go to these fucking private islands, whatever the fuck they're doing. Call it adrenochrome, call it what you want, or just call it evil making you live longer. No. I mean, if you want to explain it through magic rituals, I think that's a good time. But you can also just these
3 black guys and a white guy QAnon tonight. We ain't doing it.
My joke is that these people are doing blood rituals. My real thing is just evil people live longer. It's a cruel sick joke on the count of on someone's whim or whatever, but not for us to know. It's just evil people live longer. Donald Trump's gonna live to be like 105, even though he's gonna be eating fucking 5 filet-o-fishes a day the whole time. You feel me? It'll be mind-boggling. We'll be like, how is this motherfucker still alive? But
him and Chad Johnson should be the spokesperson for McDonald's in the fast food industry for real, man. Because Chad Ochocinco believes that McDonald's gave him the strength to play in the NFL, and Donald Trump, goddammit, he's eating nothing but fast food for at least the last 4 years. He ain't trust nobody in that damn White House kitchen. So
right.
These motherfuckers been making ribs and hog maws for the past. Nope. Y'all ain't gonna serve me no motherfucking greens, all that cholesterol.
Shit, he hiding a Popeye's chicken sandwich and that shit in his neck right there. But later.
They said that's why, when Trump got the vaccine, he got that shit back in December in private. They said because he ain't want to show that big, fat, jiggly arm getting that shot. They said that looked like white, pale cottage cheese.
But evil makes you live longer. He's gonna live forever.
When Steph me down, he stroked him raw.
Who got stroked raw?
Huh?
Who got stroked raw?
Yeah.
Man, she stroked Trump raw, man. I was like,
She was
Stormy, you couldn't did nothing better than that.
Awesome shit.
Lasted about 2 minutes. If I'm like, hey, look, you felt horrible getting up after those 2 minutes of your life. That was the worst 2 minutes of your entire life. Like, you felt so sleazy in just 2 minutes of your life.
You think she gave a fuck for real? Because she ain't say nothing until he's running for president, right?
Probably, yeah. Oh, that was guilt. That was the guilt coming out.
Bro, I think she felt sleazy regardless. She might have been immune to feeling sleazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's an all-time. That was an ultimate.
Nah, she ain't had no worries about it. She said, this nigga's running for president. I guarantee you I can double down on what he paid me to fuck me to pay me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all it was. She was on some straight hoe business. But let me ask y'all a question about, speaking of hoe business. Could you give up being a prince for a woman?
I mean, it honestly depends heavily on what principality do I rule? Because I mean, if it's just some random fucking thing in Estonia that don't get me paid or nothing, then hell yeah. I'd probably leave that shit earlier than finding a bitch for real, because like that don't. But if I'm like the Prince of fucking France or some shit, then
you're the Prince of England.
That seems sweet.
You're Prince of England.
Well, you need to renounce that royal family because they're evil, and you won't get into heaven if you stay. But
well, no, that's the was the point I was really trying to make. What Alex is saying about how bad those people are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, really.
Because he really, like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure he loves Meghan Markle. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he loves her to death. And I'm sure that what they went through probably made them stronger, right?
Brought them together, yeah.
But he walked away. He with no doubts about it, no qualms in his heart, walked away from his whole family.
Understand this too, though. Understand this too about him. His whole views and the way he moves is in wake of his mother's passing and the things that she went through.
Yeah.
So
is this Dia's kid?
Huh? Yeah.
Diana's kid?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So
I haven't been following the, English cinematic universe lately.
Yeah, so remember, she was under a lot of scrutiny because she was fucking with the Arab dude.
Oh,
The
true.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed her. They killed her.
Yeah.
So he's always been defiant ever since his mom's passing. Remember, they told him don't join the military, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to war." Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
he had to join the military.
No, he had to join the military. His brother joined the Air Force, and he was a pilot, and he chose to be one of those crazy ass commandos and the Rangers that they got over there.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
They 100% definitely allegedly had his mom killed.
For sure.
How can you 100%?
Definitely
alleged.
That's beautiful. Hey, look.
I made some comments about people.
If Jesus says that shit,
100% allegedly.
Yeah, if Jesus can say it, it sticks. Carry on. No, but I do believe that. I do believe that too. Well, it just don't look right. Let me say that it just didn't. It don't look right.
I mean, and that probably played a decision, a part of it when he made his decision to split because, there are rumors that they had his mother off. You know what I'm saying? And like he's been on the inside of this, and this woman has come and she's treated so differently that it opens your eyes up to like this the woman I love, and y'all treating her like she's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? My brother's wife made her cry. Y'all let the press put it out there that she made my brother's wife cry, making her look like she a hero. Like all that shit just came to fruition, and like I'm sure it's still some things that he's opening his eyes about. But these are the people who he was grown to love. You know, that's his grandmother. The queen is his grandmother, evil or not. His brother is gonna be the king. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, at the end of the day, he was never gonna be king, never.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna get this $9 million to do this Oprah interview. And we out. You know what I'm saying?
I drop a mixtape. I think about doing
smoking that Cali. We out here in Cali smoking good, living with Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey.
The Medea box set, them Jones are funny.
And he's still royalty regardless of how they view him. Like shit, you still my grandmother, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everybody still calls. They renounced his title, and everybody still call him the prince.
Prince,
yeah. So it ain't like I'm sure he got some wild ass cousins that are dukes or duchesses somewhere in like Monaco or some shit. They're like, "Hey, Harry, come through. We're having a party down the beach. I'll meet you there."
Right. Like, H. They call him H. You know what I'm saying? So, like he's a revolutionary. He's like a martyr almost, a modern day martyr.
But that's so. We shouldn't think of him like that because he was a rich guy with a fancy title that was given to him at birth. Now he's a rich guy that doesn't officially have the fancy title given to him at birth, but everyone still calls him that. I mean, his life has not meaningfully gotten worse in any way, I don't think.
I mean,
he just did the right thing after being propped up by evil for his
financially. Let's say this. I'm not going.
He's still gonna make money though. If he has a fucking agent.
But from a money standpoint, yeah. But I'm just saying from a human being perspective, fuck his money. I'm just saying, like for him to say fuck y'all money. I'm gonna go get money over here. If you know how to get money, regardless if you going into it or not,
That's good for your
that's never
soul.
gonna
That
change.
ain't no
But
sacrifice to me.
But it's
my
not about
bag
the
is
money.
not coming from
He's
you,
cut off from his whole family.
huh?
Yeah.
He's cut off from his whole family. That's
So he
different.
gotta learn how to get money the other way. So and that's what he's doing. And basically it's still a slap at them because when you got a people that's so used to financing and telling you what they want you to do. It's like they got their arm controlling you. And for him to break away from that arm and say that I'ma still be good, that's dope to me. That's all I'm saying. Like,
no, I mean, I think it's like definitely the right thing to do. I'm just like not gonna. I don't view it as a sacrifice so much as just like being a human being after being a weird reptilian for your entire life.
Well, you know, pain is relative to the person who's feeling it, though, Alex. So, like, if he grew up, he was born in the wealth and fame and all that shit.
I don't think it is. I don't think pain is relative to the person feeling it. I think some people experience a lot more pain than other people do. No. And that just is what it is.
If you were born rich and then became broke, it hurts a lot more than somebody who been broke and is still broke. It hurts a lot more, bro.
I mean, sure.
Talking money, saying the real pain came from him and his mother. His mother.
Actually, you know, I don't agree with. If you have been, you know, like going to bed hungry your entire life, that is more pain than, you know, going through like a year where you're not eating a lot after you grew up eating good. You know what I'm saying? The relativity breaks down at that point due to sheer volume.
I mean, it can, but no, not really, because a person who's introduced to a new source of discomfort,
hey Mo,
is gonna feel way
I'm
worse
not
than
used to being hungry, and I am right now. It is what it is. I mean, like my parents had decent financials growing up.
Yeah,
I'm kind of rocky right now. Yeah. But I don't think it's a more extreme, more traumatic experience than, you know, someone who's used to living like this. I mean, I think there is something to be said for just
used to is the term that would almost quantify trauma, right? Like you're not going to be traumatized by something you're used to. If you're used to consistently not having breakfast, then it's not going to bother you that you don't have breakfast as much to somebody who is just figuring out what it's like to not have breakfast.
It's not so much trauma as it is just, I mean, you're gonna be kind of maladjusted if like, and that will lead to, you know, just weird shit later on down the line. You're gonna have strange attitudes, and that's gonna cause you further pain in some way when that manifests. You feel me? Like, I don't know, man. Some fucking Bethesda asshole who's both his parents were lawyers moves to LA and has to like slum it for a couple of months. That's not, you know, just because they're not used to it doesn't actually mean it's more painful.
I mean,
but once again, like, okay, like, America shit, right? Hold on, before we even hold on 1 second.
But even if you take it to a whole nother level, and you just talk about my body pain, like I could break my arm tomorrow, and it might not
coming
hurt.
To America shit, and we'll get into that later. But
okay.
If you look at the principle of the first movie, you had someone that was coming from extreme wealth and wanted to see what it felt like to live in poverty. Yeah. So to them, that wasn't pain. Like Simi, yeah, he didn't want to adapt, but to Akeem, this felt good. Like the liberation of it. So I can't really equate
seeking
you're
out
living,
poverty
everybody,
for-
going from one situation to another is pain for everybody.
And
Like for those that
living
it
stoically
affects,
and
yes, but for
monastically
some of
is a
those
spiritual
that
thing.
carry try to carry a facade for so long, to have to be broken down to a nobleman might not be as painful as one might project. So
See,
what I'm saying about
there's
the
there's
prince
a
is
difference
him
between
losing status and clout might not been the pain, might not been as painful as what I'm saying, one losing his mother. That was the eternal pain that he probably hasn't gotten over. So if it came down to him saying, fuck this royalty shit, I will come over here and write a book and get my money. Hey, but if he had to live in the hood, I don't think he will mind. I don't think he'll be like, oh, the pain is different. I'm not used to the royal lavish life that I was living. So I mean, that's just my perspective.
There's a difference between like cuts and scrapes that become calluses and strengthen you eventually. There's a difference between that and like, landing on your fucking ankle weird every day. And, when you're 35, that shit just fucking tears one day irreparably. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different kinds of damage you can undergo, and some are.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. Also, if you've been healthy your entire life and you fall and break your leg, you'll probably be fine in a couple of weeks. But if you've been like, I don't know, somehow your leg has been fucked up and at a weird angle for a lot of the time, and you fall and break your leg, it might be worse and you might not recover as easily. I don't know, man. I think,
people have different
because
tolerances,
something's novel doesn't make it worse.
People have different tolerances and different things bother people.
Well, get your fucking tolerance up, pussy. Goddamn. Like, this is life. You have pain. Pain is part of life. If you've been insulated from pain to the point where it surprises you, I mean, that's your own problem, and that's not like conditions people should have.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why it's relative. Like, a person, like, say for you, instance, you taking away insulation doesn't really bother you because your expectation level for life and pain and difficulty is based on realism and based on fact. Whereas somebody else who might have came from the same situation and they have something snatched away from them, their definition of life might not have been the same as yours. So their tolerance level isn't going to be at the same level as your tolerance level. That's why pain is relative.
Well, you know what? Look, if you can't live with a constant cloud of ennui and existential dread over your head, then get the fuck off the planet, because that's what it is.
AWACS, bringing it strong.
He brought the Peter, the Sartre in there, the John Paul in there.
Hell yeah, bro. I was raised on that existentialist shit.
Fuck out, nigga. You don't like to kill yourself.
Man literally said, get off the planet.
Get off the planet. So white of you.
Like they have an option. Like,
I mean, hey.
Like I'm waiting on Elon now, so I can't get off this motherfucker.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. You can also interpret that in a different way.
I mean, even if you kill yourself, your body still on this planet.
Right.
Well, yeah.
All right,
but
man.
I mean, if you
y'all.
were the Prince of England or whatever, you can probably, pay to have your body, rocketed off into space and have your coffin orbit the planet or some shit.
Yeah. Well, we know one prince that won't be doing that anytime soon. He married a black woman and didn't work out for him. So.
Once you go black, you can't go back, dog.
I mean,
you know what it is. I ain't mad at him, Slim. He done takes that chocolate and says,
He risked it all for that.
Yeah.
I mean, he found the lightest of light skins and went with it, and it was still not light enough for his racist family.
Yeah, they wasn't about it. They wanted to know.
Man,
they said, "You see her mother?" And the mother like, yes, I am here. I am no naughty nanny. No. Who you calling pet?
Okay.
Me? Oh, me?
I think honestly, like, why I'm saying it's not a sacrifice is like the healthy thing to do right now is to figure out his own way. Stay with this woman if you're, if you really love her, fuck your family, figure out your own bag, grow, realize that monarchy in all forms is wrong. Somehow re-infiltrate in 20 years, take down the royal family from the inside. Yeah, that's where I hope this story goes.
Now, I would be interested in seeing that, him taking down the royal family from the inside.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
It started. Hey, nigga, it's starting. It's starting. Listen, it's starting.
And you know what? Yeah, this is the beginning of a redemption arc.
Based on Michael B. Jordan body or whatever, talking about, what's up, auntie?
It has begun, my
God damn, actually, fuck.
I'm talking about when the son just say, I'm out, deuces, bitch.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I would love
grandma.
if someone usurped the king or usurped the fucking English throne in like 30 years. Their kid is just like, I'm the rightful king, and like,
or not even like, like straight go to war, like come in that joint with an army, like I'm coming to take my daddy's birthright.
That would be great. And then like, that godforsaken isle becomes a war zone for like
because they for real they carried him like he wasn't never gonna be king anyway, but they stripped him of all his other titles and everything like that. Yeah, if they roll back up in that joint on some tanks talking about, we want Sussex, nigga.
Oh.
The Duchess of motherfucking Sussex, bitch. He's coming for that shit. Pull up.
You got nothing but rude boys and yacht boys. What on you?
You already know.
These are my cousins now.
Honestly, yeah. God, they should move to Jamaica and start
they
start an army.
And shit. Whoa!
Make a new English empire.
That might be the way, man. Unite an army behind Prince Harry to take back the British Isles. That's how we're gonna get our reparations.
The capital of the new British Empire will be Kingston.
Bro, he about to pull a David Fagan.
Like, hey, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, get us on the horn. We about to get this movement. Revolution.
Meghan Markle making shoes over that motherfucker.
They should
Look at that guy, him some curry goat. That nigga ain't never had jerk chicken before. That nigga got that.
They should link up with,
bitch don't know how to cook like this over in England. They don't even use salt.
he said, Mom, do you mind if I lick the bone?
They gotta hook up with Chet Hanks.
Not Chet Hanks. Nah. Hey, Meghan Markle, she making shoes, bro. She over there, she made some shoes.
Make all the Air Force Ones you can make me, baby. I think I'm bullshitting, Slim. I tell you. And my wife don't work out, nigga. Shit. My nigga from Cambodia. Give me a little hut, little mud hut, bitch. All right, new life.
You can't love me long time. We working 12-hour shifts over here, bitch.
All right. This is why people call our show misogynistic.
We had a long talk about
that. That's not misogynistic. That's just finding new love. That's what the fuck you talking. That's not. That's just,
fair enough.
Hey, I
but
think
she gotta be talented in shoemaking. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. We about to be our own corporation, Alex.
You just care, yeah. You need to find someone to build with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and all that old sentimental shit too. I ain't say, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna beat the bitch, you know what I'm saying? You don't make
No, that's
nah,
true. That's true.
like,
You just said you were gonna put her to work making
Yeah,
shoes.
like I mean, yeah, she gonna work
he
shit.
might pay her a loose change, but he ain't gonna beat her though.
Hey, you know, listen, it's a privilege to be here in this country, this great land. I'm gonna even take her to go see Backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, measure everybody.
I haven't been to see Backyard in years, so.
She out with a purpose.
Listen, I'm not beating them, okay? I'm not killing them. I'm not feeding them dogs. They're better off here than they were in Africa, all right? So what if I make them pick cotton? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
But listen,
it's a joke.
right.
you're right. You're right.
It's a joke, bro.
I mean, it got some truth to it. It got some truth. Like, fuck it. Next box I get, man, I come to America. I type, do you make shoes? Shit. She DMing me for a reason, my nigga. I mean, shit.
I mean, you're right. Fuck
You trying
it.
to make her dreams come
At
true.
least I get her
Right.
under me. She get her own LLC. You know what I'm saying, Alex? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She get her own corporation.
I mean,
like,
fuck it. Look, I'm all for fucking scamming the immigration system in whatever way.
It's kind of like,
possible.
Alex, you gotta look at it in terms of saving a hoe. You know what I'm saying? A Cambodian hoe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you should look at it in terms of that, actually. I've heard numerous people tell me not to do that.
Well, save a hoe?
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to make shoes. You gotta save a shoemaking hoe.
Okay. Okay. Word.
That's called the twofer.
Indeed.
I mean, look, shoemaking is a good quality. I would love to get some custom made kicks. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and
My new wife, I had them for you. Like, what size you want, Alex? You know what I'm saying?
10 and a half. I would have to look at the shoe.
It's not like he not claiming her. He claiming her.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, I mean, okay, so my more so my thing is, what is the schedule? Is she working, 3, 5, 7 days a week? I mean, how many hours per day?
The government now. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got to get that figured out, because like, what are the expectations?
I don't know. It depends. She can make one shoe a day, and that one shoe is gonna cost more money than her making 10 shoes a day. So she can make one custom shoe that we have. But she gonna make some shoes.
Word.
That's gonna be her special talent, shoemaking.
We had a conversation about your shoemaking and misogyny this week. Then we holiday.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good moment. You know what I'm saying? I think what I really take away from the conversation is that women often cloak the word misogyny over anything they don't like that comes from a man.
Sure.
Facts.
I mean,
I don't know.
that can happen.
Did you get a different read?
I mean,
I don't know. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Not gonna comment.
Don't do that.
Nah, I mean, it was good though. I think that, again, when you talk about misogyny or someone being a misogynist, I actually looked up the definition, and it said that you have to have like a disdain for women. And I don't think that myself,
Okay, that's one.
nor Ed.
I mean, so the definition I've been working off of is just like more or less having a patriarchal worldview, which can mean like a lot of things. Well, whatever, but if you have the view that like,
if you grow up in a patriarchal world,
we supposed to have
that worldview.
We supposed to have that type of perspective.
Cause see, no, well, hold on. Cause earlier, we talked about people who grew up in a segregationist time period and had a segregationist worldview and felt as though, you know, those people, maybe that was put upon them.
Okay,
Grew up
so
in the patriarchy.
the
That-
larger point is that pretty much literally everyone has a patriarchal worldview in some regard. It's not so much to like demonize people and say, oh, you are a misogynist. Just like, hey, that thing could be construed as misogynistic. You feel me?
So-
It's a difference between.
So if I say I like a woman with a whole lot of ass, is that misogynistic?
No, not to me. I mean, I'm sure someone could interpret it however they want, but
That's
So
preferential.
that's the
preferential.
point. And that's
Yeah.
why I circle back to what I
I
said
think a lot
earlier.
of women would say they prefer to have a woman with a fat ass. I've
Well,
met a lot
again,
of lesbians who like fat asses.
that's why I circle back to the earlier point that it's really just what you say that they don't like. It's not necessarily misogynistic because I'm not saying it in any type of disdain. Maybe I am objectifying the woman and you feel like I shouldn't. And I don't know if I can necessarily have an argument about that. Like I'm gonna argue with you if you tell me I'm a misogynist because I don't have a disdain for women. But
Much
I
of
can't
a
necessarily
shit.
argue that I may have objectified a woman.
I agree. I don't really care that much. I'm kind of detached from this because like what we do personally doesn't matter. What I give a shit about are social trends and what, you know, people's words and actions represent on like a larger scale. And so, you know, you could say a joke is misogynistic, but like I don't give like you're not a bad person for saying that thing. Someone's probably gonna laugh. Someone might be offended. Someone's probably gonna laugh and be offended. It's all fine.
I'm
You
glad
know,
I'm glad you said
like
that, Alex.
just say what you gotta say.
Glad you said that because this week there was an NBA player who got in a lot of trouble for using a racial slur this week. He said he was playing video games and he was shooting people on Call of Duty.
This is on the Twitch stream.
Yeah, that's why I mean, take care of this. Okay.
So he's on Twitch, doing the Twitch stream, and you all right? You all right, Petty Murphy?
Yeah, you good, bro?
That crackhead's running up on me and shit. Like, oh,
I can't handle this shit.
I'd like a refund for this crack, sir.
It's all burnt around the edges. and so bad, it's like, you know, I'm like always mistaken for the crack dealer. Like I don't sell crack. Like I keep trying to tell you.
I'm just sitting in this tinted out truck on the block shooting the fucking podcast.
I'm just recording right now, all right? I don't have no rock. You got to come back on Fridays if you want.
This real life Petty Murphy shit, man. Like, like Craig. Craig.
Nigga, just because I'm around here, I told you I do my show from 7 to 9 on Thursday. I'm doing my show. Don't come over here just because you see me.
Leave me,
to 6.
Like I literally, Slim, I haven't lived around this many crackheads since the 80s.
And man, hard times. Sometimes you just gotta
remember 87 surf some quarters, man.
Man, where you staying at the Carter?
I'm be like,
you know, that's what it's starting to look like. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but so this week, Miami Heat center, backup center, Myers Leonard used a racial epithet while he was playing video games on his Twitch stream. He called somebody a kike bitch. So, or he said, "You fucking kike bitch," and then he issued an apology where he said he didn't know what the word meant. So, I mean, I'm not buying the apology, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he seemed to know.
I thought it was a clever insult. Shit,
I mean, most people don't know what that word is. It specifically means Eastern European.
You said it means Eastern European?
Yeah, Eastern European Jew. It's a Jew that like Ashkenazi Western Europe, or it's a slur that Ashkenazi, Western European Jews made up about Eastern European Jews in like the 1800s when there was an influx of immigration. You feel me? Like it's
So it's a Jew slur for Jews?
kind of, yeah, but then, white people took it and ran with it.
Hey, you fucking kite! Hey,
Is that like, but that's like them like doing like this, right? Like
right.
West Side Jews over here, kites over there.
Yeah.
But no, I think the interesting thing that he said that he didn't know the word, because like, first of all,
You just thought it was a fun word to say.
Look, listen, I'm glad that nigger has risen up the racial hierarchy to where he knew better than to call him a bitch ass nigger, right? He knew he couldn't say that.
Yeah.
He knew he was
fucking nigger bitch.
Right. He knew he was safer with the far-flung Eastern European Jew slur.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, I do know that's a bad word.
Yeah.
I've heard that word before.
To be perfectly clear, also, nowadays it is just a slur for all Jewish people.
Yeah.
The origin of it doesn't matter so much as its current day use. Just want to
So listen, would he have been would it held the same amount of weight if he was talking to who was that nigga? If he was said you fucking wop and he was speaking, who was that? Who that's the Italian.
No, that's Italians. I maintain that it's okay to be racist against Italians. I think a better comparison would be like chink or something. That would also be offensive.
No. That's Petty Murphy's preferred group of discriminants. You can't use that either.
But I think that he went to it. Like, I don't know if he knew that the guy was of Hebrew descent or not.
I don't think he was.
Honestly, I don't think he did. He's a,
It doesn't matter. It was just the wrong thing to say.
He's a ball player playing video games. He probably wasn't much.
So let me ask y'all this then. Are we in the midst of canceling insults?
Are we in the midst of taxi cab confessions, man? Turn that light out. You got that. You got this.
I mean, look.
You got this y'all looking like hookers on the point.
I don't think he should.
Now he's my eyes and my teeth. Look at you.
Turn the light back on. Turn the light back on. You're right. Turn the light on.
Turn the light on. Focus the camera on you and that
look like Sydney.
I don't think he should say those words, but also I don't think anyone's gonna care in like 3 weeks.
Nah, I mean the news cycle's so fast.
20-something basketball player said on video game Twitch stream, if he were a higher profile player, it probably would have meant more. Like again, when Nick Cannon said what seemed to be somewhat factual information on his platform, he was canceled for months.
Yeah,
so
very similar to what you said a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
And that's case in point, right? I can say what I want because I'm not famous. Myers Leonard can talk that shit. If Bradley Beal would have said it on his Twitch stream, because him and his girl have a Twitch stream, if he would have said it, it would be a totally different story. He's the #1 scorer in the league.
Yeah, or if LeBron said it. Imagine the way they would hold if LeBron said it. You might cancel the whole NBA.
Well, so it's funny because I talked about Trump getting the vaccine in secret. So you know your man LeBron said that, if he does get the vaccine, he's going to do it in private. That nigga said, man, look, I spend $1 million a year on my body. I've gotten my shots for 2021. You talking about changing motherfuckers' DNA. I'm good.
I'm straight. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing for me is not any DNA change type thing. It's just that, like, it's not even a fucking vaccine. It doesn't prevent you catching it. It's just a thing of if you do catch it, it gives your body a little bit better of an immune response.
Well, you don't die.
But I'm not gonna. If I get COVID, I'm not going to die.
Damn. If you have any type of wooden artifice around you to knock on, because that was, I'm gonna knock on wood. Excuse me. I'll be back. I'm gonna get some of this IKEA real quick.
I just knocked whatever the fuck. But anyway, I mean, look, it's not a very fatal disease. It is if you're like old, as like very old, or you're immunocompromised in some other way from a pre-existing condition. But, you know,
That sounds like AIDS shit. You know what I'm saying?
well, yes, I mean, AIDS is
So, you know,
autoimmune deficiency or whatever.
I ain't trying to chance it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, one way or another, I don't know what's what.
If you don't have AIDS, then you likely don't have a compromised immune system. I mean, there are other causes besides, you know, that, but
Ain't it?
huh?
It's a lot of different immuno.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot of, there are other ones, but if you don't have one of those, you know.
Well, again, if you have AIDS, I don't think that you're tripping off COVID, huh?
Well, you probably are extra hard
Right, 'cause
because
COVID
you're
might be-
way more
COVID might-
likely to die if you catch it.
They got AIDS under control right now.
Rabies will take you out if you got that monkey. The real
They got
monkey.
AIDS. They got AIDS under control.
Yeah, that's also true. Most people who get infected with HIV get like a cocktail of drugs now that keeps it to quote unquote undetected levels.
Yeah.
And basically means that there will not be any symptoms and there is a very low likelihood of transmittal, but there is still some.
Have y'all seen the commercials for the AIDS sex drug? It's like they talk about the people who are in treatment for AIDS. And it's like Trulivia or something like that. And then they post it, if you have AIDS and want to be having sex, you're supposed to take that drug so you can have sex. And it's like, what about the condom? Because I don't think.
Well, that too. I mean, I think you would take a drug in addition to a condom.
It was like a body fluid force field or some shit. What the fuck is that?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what does the drug do? And secondly, if I don't take the drug, is the drug to like make my sperm weak? Is like my AIDS sperm gonna bust through the condom? I need to understand why I would take the drug and wear a condom.
Because you try to be extra safe.
Yeah.
Wow.
You gotta go the extra mile. Anyway, look, I mean, most people who get COVID won't die of COVID. They might have complications and it's not going to be a good time, regardless of how good you have it.
You going to get the shot, Alex? Are you going to get the shot?
No.
Are you going to get the shot Holiday?
Yeah.
You going to get it, Patty Murphy?
I don't know.
Again, I don't know that.
I don't know.
I don't know if I was to get it, that I would be, you know, compromised as some people that I have known that have been compromised. But I do know that these Jones, all of them, 100% no COVID death. Is this shot is free? I will make sure I don't die from COVID for free.
If I have to get it in order to get some money, like for a job or something, I will do that, but I don't feel any particular need. I ain't really scared of this shit.
I'm kind of waiting for a little bit more data to come out before I commit one way or another.
That's me too. I'm not gonna opt against that.
What is the data on Hennessy? Give me the ingredient list, nigga.
I mean,
right now.
Alcohol is one of the main ones, and that does kill. That does kill bacteria.
What's the breakdown on the pack, my nigga?
Okay, so actually, it was wedding cake. It consists of 23% THC with.
Man, it's bug shit in your weed, nigga. Bugs are shitting in the weed.
With some bug shit sprinkled about. Yes, indeed. Yeah. But I know this. I know it's bug shit.
That's what organic means, man.
And you know.
Look at him. We talking about dying from COVID. We almost died from the weed, from the bug shit.
The crackheads are taking over.
Bug shit. That's why you light the fire to it. You light the fire to it and it burns all that shit away, you know?
You sound like Trump. Trump said the virus was going to leave in summertime when the temperature go up.
Yeah, you know, man, yeah.
He said once it gets warm, it's just going to kind of melt away.
You know, you could put bleach or something on it.
Right there, just a little Lysol, right in there.
Hey, Petty Murphy, who's the pettiest person of the week, bro?
Nigga, I don't know.
You the pettiest person of the week.
You know why? I be trying to find, like, it's petty shit that goes on, and then it's petty Eddie shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I be looking, trying to find like some shit that's so petty. I be like, damn, Joe, I wish I would have thought of that shit right there, my nigga. God damn. That's a petty motherfucker. Like that cop shit. That was classic petty me, Slim. I would have did some petty shit like that, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you can go, Slim. Go ahead. Hey, you kick rocks. I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? That's some all-time classic ass petty shit. So, like, whoever is petty enough to be so petty where you catch my attention, inbox me, please. Let me know. I'm looking for some petty motherfuckers out here. Like, I don't mean like, you know, just doing some destructive shit and be like, yeah, that's petty. No, that's emotional. I don't do emotional shit as petty. But some well thought out, okay, kiss my ass type shit.
So if I could interlude, then if we don't have a nominee, I'm actually gonna revisit somebody we spoke on earlier in the interview. I mean on the show, and I'm gonna say that actually Prince Harry is the pettiest person this week. Now
I can agree.
They gave me a whole interview where Megan led up to, and she dropped the breadcrumb that somebody said something about this child's skin tone, and you know, it ain't but like the prince's brother, the prince's father, and the prince's grandmother, the only people higher than the prince that felt like they could talk that shit to him and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? So when they asked him who said it, and out of them three people, my man was just like, I'm never gonna tell that. You petty motherfucker. You petty motherfucker. You know that the Queen of England asked you, was your son gonna come out looking like Usain Bolt, and you was taking it back. So you should have let that be known. And I think it was petty as shit of that nigga not to do that shit. So
Prince Harry, you are the DMV Traffic Report's pettiest motherfucker. Before we go, what you thought of Coming to America?
Loved it.
I haven't seen it.
It's 2 lights for me.
I didn't watch it.
Dang.
It's a generational thing.
Yeah.
So.
I thought it was dope. I really did. I mean, I done watched it about 4 times already.
I'm about to say I keep watching it again. It gave me everything that I wanted from the movie.
I even went back and watched the original and then segued it into the second one, man. It was dope. I like the way even though the comedy wasn't as extreme as from the first one, but I get that because basically
PG-13.
Africans were the butt of the joke in the first movie. You understand what I'm saying? Like for real. That was the whole butt of the joke. So there's that they're no longer the butt of the jokes in this one. It's kind of like I think that might have been the thing that people were like, I don't like this movie. So
yeah, it's got a lot of criticism. I noticed that.
And that's
I think it was on both sides. I got a lot of mixed reviews from it because some people.
Yeah, and I think that to me is when people always compare why this one wasn't as funny as the previous. Like I said, the butt of the joke was 2 Africans coming over to this country, disguising themselves to be the noblest of noble people, and people kind of like wrote them off as nobodies. Like, look, as soon as they came in, apply for a job, look, take the mop and bucket. Now, Grant, Mr. Dow really kept the white man. He held him back just as much. So shout out to him for being an equal opportunity. Right, exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they were looked at like, you know, just 2 African boys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stole their shit. They didn't even think like, hey, let's not steal these good people shit. Like, fuck them. They took their shit and cussed them out and talked to them all kinds of ways and made all kinds of insensitive African jokes and shit. Bet y'all play with coconuts and all dumb shit like that, you know? So,
hey, look, it's Kunta Kinte.
right. So,
What, you learn all that shit from wrestling lions and stuff?
right. You know? They would have buttered the joke. So this time around, you can't laugh at the Africans. You know, they came up, they all the way up. You know,
Laugh at Wesley.
Yeah, I love Wesley. Wesley was great.
Wesley on the comeback trails, y'all. Wesley done knocked him out the park in Dolomite and this jump.
How was Tiana Taylor?
I said Eddie Murphy.
How was Tiana Taylor?
She was good too. Yeah, she was good too.
The star is from Hyattsville.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jermaine Fowler, am I correct?
Jerome Fowler, I think.
Yeah, Jerome Fowler. Yeah. He did an excellent job. And shout out to they had another DMV native in there. They had Miss Yanni.
Ayanna Crowley,
yeah. They had her in the movie.
Okay. All right. I look forward to watching it this weekend. All right, fellas. This was the DMV Traffic Report. I hope y'all enjoyed.
Quarantine edition, y'all. We hope to be together soon.
Yeah, definitely. White Jesus, you still there?
Yeah, man.
You gonna watch Coming to America, bro?
Maybe. I'll probably watch it at some point.
All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy.
All right.
You good.